Kiran, great to have you with us as always. How's the quarter been for you? How would you compare it vis-a-vis whether the same period last year or the quarter gone by? And what would be some of the highlights?
So let me start by saying that we've delivered a very strong set of numbers this quarter. Every one of our businesses has delivered strong growth. Obviously, the highest growth was from biosimilars, which gave a year-on-year growth of 48%, generics 26%, and research services 15%. But I think what is important for me to highlight is the fact that the biosimilars business has started, delivering very strong numbers from Q3 onwards on the back of our interchangeable insulin glargine. If you remember, the first 2 quarters in FY22 was at a run rate of about 750 crores or thereabouts per quarter, which is roughly $100 million per quarter. And from Q3, we have broken out of that trajectory and moved into a $150 million trajectory, which is around the 1,000 crore mark. And this sets us up very well to enter FY23 to pursue an even stronger growth. As you know, Viatris has already indicated that by the end of calendar year end of calendar year 22, we will actually be reaching mid to high teens in glargine. And that means we will actually veer towards $200 million of biosimilar growth as a standalone business. But adding to this in H2 of FY23 will be the consolidated numbers that will come from both Viatris and the additional business from Serum Institute, the vaccine business. That will actually catapult us into a new league. Already, I think biosimilars is a very strong growth story. It is the deepest and widest portfolio of biosimilars that any company has compared to any competitor in this field. And it makes us a very attractive and rare stock. We have 7 molecules in advanced markets, and we have a pipeline of 20 either in the market or under development. We've also seen 2 of our next wave biosimilars get into the clinic. We've also exercised our option with Viatris for aflibercept. So all in all, I think we are poised for a very, very exciting future.
On expenses, Kiran, there are, of course, 2 sides. One is the R&D side, where we've definitely seen investment go up. On the other side, operationally, because of pricing pressures, we've also seen expenses go up. Do you see this being a challenge going forward?
I think R&D expenses are going to rise, but they are indicative of a sustained growth going forward. And the fact that we have got now 3 molecules which now are in a state of assuring future growth for the next wave, I think is very important for us. Adding to that is also, of course, our recombinant human insulins, where we have already filed 2 of the formulations and the third is going to be filed a little later. But I think insulins is a very strong play for us. I don't think the market has understood the insulin story, because they just keep kind of bundling it with the entire biosimilar story. But how many companies are there developing biosimilar insulins? I think we are very unique in that sense. Secondly, I think the fact that we have such a large repertoire of biosimilars which straddle both insulins and MABs sets us apart from other competitors. So overall, I'm very excited with what's happening to our business. And the fact that, we are now tracking upwards of $150 million is also going to be very important to take us into a different orbit.
What about on the generics front? We haven't touched upon that. How are things looking there?
Yeah, so I think the generics business also is beginning to look very good because, we've been sort of seeing a lot of headwinds in the first 2 quarters of FY22, largely on account of the kind of pandemic impact on logistics and raw material availability, but we've now seen normalized operations. Adding to this is now going to be, of course, the added capacities that we have added at Vishakhapatnam and soon to add in Hyderabad and Bengaluru. And then, of course, we've also going to see some new launches in FY23 in the US market, which actually sets us up for additional growth. So I think even the generics business is going to see definitely double-digit growth, if not higher than that. So overall, all these businesses are doing very well for us. I think Syngene also is beginning to see some really good demand for its services. So I'm really, really pleased that we are seeing all our businesses deliver strong growth.
And with regards to new projects, because there are a lot of discussions about these upcoming facilities in Bangalore, Hyderabad, how are these also going to be instrumental to growth?
Well, there are basically, these projects that I talked about are really something to support the growth of our generics business going forward. We expect to invest at an average about $100 million a year to expand capacities. As you know, we've also been awarded the PLI scheme, so many of these also help in that direction. We also have initiated the phase 2 in Malaysia, which is going to be very important for the future of our insulins business.
Kiran, thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure speaking with you.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.